From 2015, Bill Shorten mentioned recent leadership changes among Liberals and Greens and made the specious claim that members did not get the leader they wanted. He claimed only the Australian Labor Party does that. He failed to note he was rejected by members overwhelmingly and only appointed by caucus. To be fair, Shorten had voted for himself, or in his own self-interest, and he probably meant that. No Liberal or Green supporters support Shorten. On this day in 351, the Jewish revolt against Constantius Gallus, brother to Constantius II and son of Constantine the Great, began. Constantius favored Christians, and in turn their clergy practiced intolerance to others, including Jews. Christian leaders had encouraged lynchings and riots which killed Jews, so the Jewish revolt was for self-determination, only it would fail badly. Several thousand Jews died as Rome reasserted authority, and some cities were destroyed. In 1429, Joan of Arc ended the siege of Orleans, pulling an arrow from her own shoulder and returning wounded to lead the final charge. The victory marked a turning point in the 100 Years' War. For half a year, the sieging English seemed to be winning. But only 9 days after Joan entered the fray, France won. It was the first French success in major terms since Agincourt. In 1824, at the world premiere of his Ninth Symphony, Beethoven needed to be turned around to see the audience's wild applause. He could no longer hear, but he had composed brilliance. 3 years later he died. He had been very sick, and analysis of his bones suggests he was killed by doctors treating him with lead-based medication. In 1915, Germany made a simple marketing mistake, sinking RMS Lusitania with submarine U-20. Until then, the US had many sympathizers for Germany, after they feared the empire. On the same day, Japan made demands on China that the then weak government conceded. China had felt the demands were less than they would have conceded, but Japan had diplomatically betrayed trust with the United States and Great Britain. In 1940, the Norway Debate in Britain's Parliament in London resulted in a dying Chamberlain being demonstrably unable to continue in government. In a few weeks, Winston Churchill was PM over a unity wartime government. Exactly 5 years later, in 1945, General Alfred Jodl signed unconditional surrender terms at Reims, France, ending Germany's participation in the war. The document took effect the next day.